everybody, welcome to Matt's Metal Show. I'm not gonna really talk about Megadeth today. I want to talk about the canceled EP from Motley Crue. I've seen a bunch of videos already where people just slam this thing into the fucking ground and overreact, and it's kind of fucking hilarious. I just downloaded it like probably 10 minutes ago. It came out on Friday last week on the 4th, I believe. If you want to buy the CD, it's like $11 for 3 fucking songs. Fuck that shit. I fucking got the digital version for $3. $1 a song. Fuck that. I've been watching these videos because I was kind of curious. We've all heard Dogs of War. I got Dogs of War when it came out. Not so much because I was like, oh my god, Motley Crue is putting out a song. I think that ship has sailed. But I was kind of curious. I was kind of curious to see what John 5 was going to do in the context of Motley Crue. And I got that song, and it's not impressive. Feels like anybody could have wrote it. It's kind of dumb. It's not as embarrassing as these idiots on the internet make out. Like, they're like, oh my god, it's so embarrassing. Oh my god, it's the worst sonically thing I've ever heard in my fucking life. There's a billion bands out there that I could name that are fucking lame. Motley Crue is this bloated old fucking rock band that was probably marginally talented at best. People always used to be like, well, Tommy Lee's a good drummer. Is he? Alright. It's not like fucking Cozy Powell or fucking Neil Peart or fucking Ginger Baker. John Bonham. It's not fucking Keith Moon. He kind of lived the lifestyle of Keith Moon. But he's not as much of a drummer. My fucking dog, the asshole, is fucking barking at nothing. Good job. The Dogs of War, right? Anyways, I got the single Dogs of War like when it came out, whenever the fuck that was. I listened to it cursory like a couple times. The lyrics are fucking dumb as shit. Don't let the dogs of war do something. Don't let the bastards let you down. It's funny how Motley Crue is trying to be all, one, relevant, because they're not. But it's funny how, like, all of a sudden now they're, like, throwing in motherfucker and shit like that and trying to be all fucking tough. And it's like, dude, I went and saw them on their final tour, and to me, that's the final tour. All this shit afterwards, it's fucking irrelevant. It's just like, stop giving these people. I guess I gave them $3, or I don't know how much money they get out of it, but it's probably 30 cents. But I paid my shekels to these fucking morons. But the fact that they're continuing to tour is just what's fucking mind blowing. Actually, the fact that people are actually still paying money to go see them, and that's mind blowing. And then they sold their catalog for like $150 million or some shit like that. Wow. Still making fucking money, so they can all fucking live their little lifestyle that they live. But, dude, when I'm listening to a Motley Crue song now, it just doesn't fucking ring true. Vince Neil's trying to be all gritty and shit. He's this fat fucking aged out Sholo fuck that can't sing. And he's just like, I don't think he writes the lyrics. I'm pretty sure Nicky writes the lyrics. But at this point, who even fucking knows, dude? The last Motley Crue album was 2008's fucking Saints of Los Angeles, and that was written by fucking DJ Ashba and fucking uh, James Michaels and Nikki Sixx, and Marty Friedrichsen. So it's basically a fucking 6 a.m. album with Motley Crue on it. Dogs of War, it's kind of broody. I will tell you it's the best song on this album, or this little EP that they put out, this little 3-song EP. But that doesn't say a fuck ton. The opening track is canceled, the title track. And I watched like at least 4 videos of people like going over this yesterday. I watched it, and these people are like losing their fucking minds over this shit, which is exactly what Motley Crue wants you to do. You're sitting there beating this shit like a fucking baby harp so you're reading way too much shit into this fucking dumbass shit. The song's about being canceled. You know all those fucktards on the internet where they cancel you because they don't agree with what you say. And then, but in Motley Crue's case, I think they canceled themselves just by being fucking lame and old and deceptive and boring, and the list could go on and on, you know. But they're talking about like being canceled, but in the song it's like they're talking about like a supermodel sandwich, like they're fucking these supermodel chicks. They haven't fucked supermodel chicks in a long time. They fuck like 50-year-old plastic surgery fucking freakazoids. Look at Vince Neil's fucking wife. I'll find a picture of that bitch. She looks like a melted Barbie. She looks like a Barbie doll that somebody put in a fucking microwave. And she's all plastic. Big old fake tits and big old Botox lips and shit. Creepy bitch. I mean, you're fucking Vince Neil. Look at that motherfucker. Yeah. It's fucking yikes. Singing a song about doing supermodel sandwich, and then they're like, she just said yes, then they arrest me, so I guess they're walking around raping people, and everybody's up in arms about like Motley Crue saying they're getting rapey and shit. But look at these fucking guys. I mean, who fucking cares? Motley Crue's a bunch of braggarts. You know, they put that dirt out. The only reason all this shit is even going on is because the dirt, that biopic, or whatever the fuck it is, that fucking made up Motley Crue story that they fucking posted and throw out in that book that they sold, and then the fucking Netflix movie, which I watched and was dumber instantly. Because that shit, like, 20 years ago might have been like, ooh, that's kind of cool. But now you read it and you're just like, oh, dude, Ozzy's snorting ants. Well, good for him. What a fucking retard. I mean, in the book, he's like lapping his piss up off the ground. I mean, I guess if you're like debauched, that's kind of funny. That's kind of like a jackassy kind of fucking retard kind of funny. I was never into the fucking jackass shit because I'm not a fucking retard. So it's just kind of like, wow, you're a debauched fucking human being, you know. Bragging about how many chicks you fucked and how much drugs you shoved up your asshole. Who you killed, Vince. Good job. I'm gonna drink and drive and kill my best friend and then run into 2 innocent people and fuck their lives up forever. But I'll throw money, or the record company will throw money at it, and I'll serve fucking 10 days in jail watching TV in the fucking county in LA. Yeah, Vince Neil, he even said in the book he got away with murder, paid his way out of fucking murder. Cool, good for you, man. I mean, these guys are all debauched assholes. Mick Mars has been kicked out of the fucking band. You know, I mean, when you look at it, you're like, well, Motley Crue is like Mick Mars, Nikki Sixx, Tommy Lee, and Vince Neil. I mean, that's how I look at Motley Crue when I actually gave a fuck, which was a lot of fucking years ago. Um, John Five's in there. Not even sure why. I guess because, well, probably maybe they're as debauched as he is. Because that guy is a fucking weirdo. I've seen interviews and shit where he's talking about, playing with Zombie and shit and all the creepy weird shit. And Manson, he played with fucking Zombie and Manson. I just saw Manson a couple weeks ago open for fucking Five Finger Death Punch down here in Chula Vista. And he put on a fucking hell of a show. But that guy's a debauched fucking twisted fuck anyways. Same as fucking Motley Crue. So John Five, he fits right in. Um, getting paid. He's a phenomenal guitar player, but you have to kind of question his fucking integrity. He's up there playing with fucking Nikki Sixx, worst fucking bass player in the universe. I could give my kid who's 9, I could just give him a fucking Schecter bass that costs like $1,500 and a pick, and he'd fucking blow Nikki Sixx away. Most of their music's piped in anyways. There's been so much shit on the internet. It's fucking hilarious, actually. But if you went to a Motley Crue concert to hear good music, that's your bad. You're a fucking retard. Do your research, man. Motley Crue hasn't put on a fucking good show since Dr. Feelgood. And even then, Vince kind of sounded like shit, I remember. That nostalgia is gone, man. These guys are fucking bloated rock stars that are no longer rock stars. I mean, it's funny how they come out with the song Canceled. Like, they're like, I've been canceled. Will you love me when I die and stuff. But it's like, you guys aren't even relevant enough to be canceled. Plus, like being canceled is like, you say something politically or whatever, and then people come and like, cancel culture is like people cancel you because they don't agree with what you said. You guys actually go out and do the shit that you shouldn't be doing. So it's more about accountability than being canceled from the fucking, from fucking Twitter or X or whatever the fuck it's called. Not that anybody should give a fuck about that shit, but people do. Ask Stephen King, who has to go on there daily and bitch about Donald Trump. Like, dude, do you have nothing better to do in your palatial mansion than fucking bitch about Donald Trump? Like, dude, you're a millionaire too. But canceled, like, when watching these fucking videos and shit, I expected something like mind-bogglingly fucking terrible, and I didn't get that. I put it on, it comes in and almost kind of keyboardy in the beginning, and then it just kind of goes into a fucking 2024 Motley Crue song that's worth about nothing. It's worth the $1 I paid for it. But it wasn't as cringy as I fucking thought from all these assholes on the internet. I love people that just fucking overreact to shit because, they're just trying to make people watch their channel and shit. But like, I didn't get that. I wasn't fucking damaged by this. I guess I'm a little tougher than the rest of the fucking world. Fucking retards. Anyways, the song, it's alright. It's nothing awesome. Like I said, Dogs of War, the second song, is probably the best song on this 3-song EP. And then we get to the last song, and it's Fight for Your Right to Party from the Beastie Boys, which most people would scratch their head and be like, where did that come from? But John Five kind of makes it playful. He's over there like doing some Joe Satriani kind of wow 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 wow, kind of Mama's Little Baby Love shortening kind of shit. Like, sounds a little like rip off from fucking Surfing with the Alien in the background where he's fucking keeping the riff going. Originally this was on License to Ill. We listened to the fuck out of that album when we were kids, when it came out on Def Jam Records, produced by Rick Rubin, who also produced Slayer, and Kerry King actually played on the original song. The song is the Beastie Boys just being obnoxious, as they usually were, and their little characters as Beastie Boys. Um, but it was really a stab at like bands like Motley Crue, who were a joke to most people. You know, Bruce Dickinson, Tattooed Millionaire. You know, I mean, Motley Crue was a fucking joke to most bands. I believe they still are because they haven't done anything to prove, anything at all. Like they'll sit there and go, "Look what we've done." We became the biggest band out of LA and stuff. Well, yeah, your most of your fucking fame was based on hype and bullshit. You made up your little fucking stories and decked them out there to the fucking retards. I mean, anybody will read anything on the internet and fucking believe it. You could fucking I could fucking make up a fucking backstory and people will be like, "Oh my god, that's fucking totally the truth." People are fucking sheep. They're fucking retards. It's an odd choice for them to do. Fucking fight for your right to party. It was a song. I mean, they might as well do fucking "Dude Looks Like a Lady" because that was based on Vince Neil too. Like, where fucking Steven Tyler was making fun of fucking Motley Crue, which is funny, But I just, but I listened to it, and once again, from watching these fucking videos out on YouTube, I expected this thing to just fucking melt my brain and make me fucking like, schizophrenic, but it was alright. It wasn't fucking horrifying. So that's what the thing is these people hype this fucking EP up and they're like, "Oh my god, it's sonic destruction of the fucking universe." Is it irrelevant? Fuck yeah, it is. Is this a cash grab? Sure, why not? You dumb fucks keep buying this shit. I paid my $3, so I guess I'm one of them. But you people out there, and I'm not one of them, keep buying their tickets and going to see their shows and buying their fucking t-shirts and shit. So, they're going to keep doing that until you stop. So you want to keep feeding Tommy and Mick, I think, still getting a percentage of the band. I don't know how much, because he's in a lawsuit with them. You want to keep feeding Tommy and Nikki and fat ass Vince Neil fucking tacos and tequila. Well, you go right ahead. I'm pretty sure John Five's not an official member of the band as far as the money is concerned. I'm pretty fucking sure. He ain't getting a quarter of Motley Crue. I can tell you that. But I'm sure he's getting paid, a couple shekels a week. Gets to travel around with them, and I don't know how debauched they still are because they're old and they would bust a hip or something if they were trying to bang like fucking chicks. But they don't. Well, I'm not gonna say they don't do drugs anymore because look at them. I don't think Nikki does, but Tommy Lee fucking knows what that guy does. And, yeah. But, yeah, the canceled EP from Motley Crue, it's produced by Bob Rock. Everybody bitched about it. Bob Rock's, I don't know what he's up to. He's fucking been ejected from the Metallica camp for a couple of years now. Not a couple. Since that 04 St. Anger incident that Metallica has pretty much tried to forget about. He produced it. It sounds like a fucking Motley Crue album. They fucking auto-tuned fucking Vince Neil so he's intelligible. If that's even possible for Vince Neil because he's a fucking idiot. Don't know who wrote the lyrics. I'm assuming it was Nikki Sixx because he's technically the lyricist for Motley Crue. I mean, it's pretty much his band. John Five it's funny because when you listen to the song Canceled, like when it goes into the solo, it's almost like they're all standing in the room looking at him and saying, "Hey, be Mick Mars." Because that solo sounds like something Mick would play. Like just something pedestrian, not too far outside of the box. because these guys can't keep up with him. They're not good musicians. So, John 5 has to cut off 3 of his fingers in order to fucking play to their level. And hey, man, it's a fucking paycheck. He wants to fucking slum and play with fucking Motley Crue. He's never been this huge fucking star, so this is probably as close as he'll ever come to being like, oh my god. I mean, he played with Zombie, he played with Marilyn Manson, but he's got a bunch of cool solo albums. I got them. They're fucking good. The guy's a great fucking guitar player, but he's kind of a fucking weirdo. And now he's in fucking Motley Crue. And he's like Mr. Irrelevant now. It's just like, oh, dude, let's see what John 5 is doing in Motley Crue. I don't think we'll ever get an album from them, which is fine because fuck, I can't even remember the last. I mean, obviously, like fucking Dr. Feelgood's probably their last good album before the fucking wheels came off and shit. I know there's people out there somewhere that still love Generation Swine. Exposed from Vince Neil, or Carved in Stone from Vince Neil. See how courageous he is when he sang that album. I don't know. Is it a waste of time? Probably. Is it the most awful thing I've ever heard? Not even fucking close. Have you ever listened to Lulu from fucking Metallica and fucking Lou Reed? Put that shit on. That makes this shit look like fucking Shout at the Devil. It's alright. Is it worth $3? Yeah, it's worth $3. I paid $3 for it. $3 is a good fucking price. If you go and pay $11 for the fucking CD, you're out of your fucking mind, though. For 3 fucking songs? No. But, it wasn't really necessary, and everybody's like, oh, why did they put this out? Well, because they're making money, dude. This is like what they do. You keep fucking giving it to them. You keep going to their shows and buying their t-shirts and shit. I mean, I paid $3, so they probably got 30 cents from me today. Cool. That's not even a fucking line of cocaine for Tommy Lee, but, and I'm sure Mick got like 0.2 cents of that. Depending on how his lawsuit's going. But, like, I remember I was kind of, like, watching that where Mick got ousted from the band. But let's all be honest, man. You're watching fucking Mick up there. They're all playing behind backing tracks. There's been so much shit on the internet where they're not even playing and, like, it's playing. I saw a video the other day where Vince holds his fucking mic stand up in the air so the crowd can sing, and he's still singing. You're like, what the fuck? Nikki Sixx is playing bass. Well, first of all, Nikki Sixx is playing bass. That's just a lie anyways. We know that. Have you ever watched Nikki Sixx play bass? Wow. I mean, Tommy Lee can play drums. Whoop-de-fucking-do. He's not, like, awesome, but he can play drums. He can play that one Tommy Lee beat. Cool. John 5, he's got the little fucking inhibitor ring on him so he doesn't go into a fucking gear that they can't fucking find. But I remember when Mick got kicked out, I bought his album, The Other Side of Mars, because I thought, what the fuck can this fucking sound like? That's what I thought, because I've never been this huge Mick fan, because he's not a good guitar player. He's been playing for 100 years. You'd think he'd be better, but you think any of these guys, you think Nikki Sixx, he's been playing fucking bass for like 50 years now. You think he'd be good. Has no interest in being good. Doesn't care, because you're dumb enough to watch him up there lip syncing, or bass syncing. But I got that Mick Mars album. Once again, it's called The Other Side of Mars, where he's got Mars tattooed on his hand and he's holding it up. And it's fucking garbage, dude. It's just like industrial, heavy, and you're just like, you would think that, like, part of me, wanted to be like, let's see what this is. Part of me wanted to like pop it on and like fucking Rising Force came out of the speakers, like we're just all some fucking virtuoso that where my mind would be utterly blown away and changed by the fact that Mick's a good guitar player, and that did not happen. It was just like, I mean, it was just garbage, dude. It was like, wow, what a waste of an album. Like, I remember I played it like twice, and then I was just like, there's no redeeming qualities on this album. Like, it's just, it's heavy. The songs aren't awesome. It just sounds like any other fucking band that just put out mediocre songs. Just because it's heavy doesn't make you a good guitar player. Anybody can just fucking put on the distortion and just play fucking sludge. It's not that exciting. I don't know. But there it is. That's my gut. I guess it's my gut reaction video to the Motley Crue EP. Stop fucking giving these assholes money and you can stop complaining about them. But like I said, these dickheads on the internet that sit there and fucking blow this out of proportion of how fucking god awful it is, they're tripping. It was alright. That's it. It was alright. Like, I put it on expecting the worst, expecting a fucking train wreck, expecting fucking disemboweled fucking children laying dead in the street. That's what I expected. What I got was like just a fucking straight fucking line of fucking dialed in fucking Motley Crue produced by Bob Rock, so it actually sounds decent. So they actually made Vince's voice sound decent, which is funny because like towards the end of the song Canceled, they like kind of isolate Vince's vocals. Probably not a good fucking idea. I mean, it's still auto-tuned, so it's not totally fucked up, but like not a good idea to isolate Vince Neil's vocals ever. Fuck. Oh my god. You seen that guy live? I have. On the final tour, when he's up there huffing and puffing. I think that's probably the only thing is, like, they're just waiting for Vince to actually die on stage, to actually have a fucking heart attack. The heart attack that he's been waiting for probably the last 20 years. They're just waiting for that. And he'll fucking keel over, and that'll give them something else to dish and say how cool Motley Crue was that, they went out like fucking rock stars and dropped dead on stage. I mean, that's the only thing I could fucking think of. They act like they're still relevant, like they're like, don't cancel me or whatever. And it's like, dude, nobody cares enough to fucking cancel you dumbasses. Besides, like, canceling is like not something that you're like guilty of. Like you may have said something to offend people and then they cancel you because they don't want to hear what you said. But these guys actually went out and did everything that they were notorious for, so can't really cancel that shit. They canceled themselves for being fucking idiots, so everybody stay metal!